Recorded Books presents New Yorkers, A City and Its People in Our Time by Craig Taylor. Narrated by Michael Braun, Ron Butler, Karen Chilton, Andrea Gallo, Catherine Ho, Maria Liatis, Nick Mills, Luis Moreno, Samara Naeymi, and Richard Poe. A quote from Do I Wake or Sleep by Isabel Bolton. What a strange, what a fantastic city. There was something here that one experienced nowhere else on earth. Something one loved intensely. What was it? Crossing the streets. Standing on the street corners with the crowds. What was it that induced this special climate of the nerves? A peculiar sense of intimacy, friendliness, being here with all these people and in this strange place. They touched your heart with tenderness, and you felt yourself a part of the real flight and flutter, searching their faces, speculating about their dooms and destinies. Introduction. One night on a Manhattan-bound F train, a man pushed his way past me. He stumbled, grabbed at a pole for balance, grabbed at it again, succeeded, stood for a few moments, and finally sat. He placed one hand on a yellow plastic seat, stared at it, and said, "More pain." The man lifted his head and addressed a stranger standing nearby. "More pain," he said. When the doors opened at East Broadway, I stepped out before More Pain Man was pushed onto the platform by the stranger, who followed him for a few steps and kept repeating the words, "I don't want to fight you," before his friends pulled him back onto the F. The train left the station. Now alone, More Pain Man stood on the platform. It was late. The station was empty, so the acoustics were perfect. When he yelled out those same words, a description of what he had already received or a demand for the future, I wasn't sure. More life, I'd been told when I arrived in New York, and more of life. You will hold the inside doorknob of your apartment, I was told, and you will think to yourself, get ready to enter the oceanic power. It's no use arguing with it. It's no use doing anything but relenting, letting it hit you, moving with that force. In New York, you will always get more. New York meant more of everything. More joy, more sorrow, more pleasure, more pain, more experience, more possibilities to find love, more wealth, and a poverty with more of a sharp, punitive edge. Even if, statistically, New York was now smaller than Baoding and Tianjin and Hyderabad and many others, it still overwhelmed in its old familiar ways. More awe as the skyline rose, more moments of incredulity as light flooded down the canyon of an avenue, and more disgust at what looked to be grease smeared on the back of an Elmo costume in Times Square. More Elmos. More actual height could be found in the skyscrapers of Kuala Lumpur. Still, it just felt like the city held more. More elevators, more LED lights, more nail salons, more rats, more bridges. Over the course of my years in New York, I felt that pain, but also enveloping love, and I got caught up in more diversion than expected. I was awed by what was endlessly offered up. I loved the concentrate. I loved the proximity to strangers, how every day you were inches from weirdness, greatness, and everything in between. It was the greatest ongoing flicker of human life I'd ever encountered. Something or someone came at you in each moment, and what you got, in interactions with the city, was a consistent assault on the senses. Your senses were worked and exercised and reworked every day. I loved the endless sense of and thisness, this man and this woman, and this look, and this detail, and this necklace on that cyclist, and this, a richness that sank down beneath you till it hit the serpentinite and schist, the
Sample complete. Ready to continue?